Hi everyone, welcome back to Obidati Family TV, and this is Go and Verify. My name is Jessica Chinwe and we're so excited to be here today again. And of course, I think I have two co-hosts. Yeah, two co-hosts with me, unlike my beautiful Sharon that joins me every day. Yeah, so today I have Sharon and I have a handsome gentleman. So
I am Sharon and I'm Chuku.
And what about you?
I'm Noble. And welcome to Obidati Family TV.
So, thank you. So how the both of you? Yeah, you like the voice. I was going to mention that.
Thank you.
How the both of you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. Been good.
Okay.
I'm good too.
How about you?
I'm good.
How's your night? Did you sleep well?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Yeah, I did. And today we'll be talking about past achievements of Peter Obi, his private life, his personal achievements. You know, during the past week, we've been talking about his personal achievements, but then we dive into the fact that when he was the governor of Anambra State, he built a lot. But today, let's just narrow it down to what he did as a single man, even before he was the president, the governor of Anambra State. Okay. So we have different aspects, like Peter Obi has built a lot based on his education, business, and different things. But then let's start with his education, right?
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about the fact that Peter Obi went to a lot of schools, and Sharon was like, "Who does this? Like, why would you go to about 6 schools?
Ivy League school.
Yes, Ivy League school. Yes, but then it's not just about the school. I think he doesn't know, he studied philosophy, but then all of this...
Can we just point out that Jessica studies philosophy too? That's why you're philosophy.
Yes, I think so. I like the fact that philosophy, you know, does a lot to the human mind. And one thing I also want to point out is that Peter Obi goes beyond, you know, learning the basic 4 years course, but then these schools that he went to, I don't think it's just for the sake of owning title, you know, as the Professor B, all of those things. Before I move further, there is something I want to point out that I was working with somebody, right? And then this person is so obsessed with title. Like, he got to the point where I called him Mr. I called the person's name Mr. This, and he was so upset. And I was like, what is happening? Then it was later he told me that, don't you know I'm a professor? I studied this. And I'm like, in my mind, I was just like, you know what, you don't even deserve this title, because definitely you went to school just to obtain this title. But then referring it to just make a comparison with Peter Obi, it shows that Peter Obi is not someone who is doing all of these things, you know, to earn title. He goes as far as learning business skills, you know, entrepreneurship skills, and leadership skills, and all of those things. So what do you have to say about this fact?
Okay, I would understand. I've not... Let me not be biased, but okay, I have a friend who he told me about the story of his mom. She's a professor, and anytime she goes to village meeting, if you don't put the professor in her name, wahala, there's going to be such chaos because you didn't attach that professor. And then she will tell you, do you know what it took me, or how long it took me to get this title? It comes with pride, and the things they go through is not easy. It's not easy,
definitely.
So you know, people are different. You won't really compare. Peter B is a very different breed. He's in his own league. You understand? And we know that Peter B is very simple. He's very humble.
He's a minimalist.
So yes. Yeah, exactly. So some things that will mean something to you will not mean anything to him. I mean, when we were talking about houses, you said how the house he was living in was one bungalow, and if you have money, Noble, if you have money, you are going to build
big mansion, please.
Yes.
Very big one.
So you will not compare someone else with Mr. Peter B. So I just feel, I don't know what Noble, if you agree with Noble, that's just what I think. That's why I think that you can't really just compare.
True. Okay, let me refer this question to you, Noble, right? You know, the current state of Nigeria right now is something, I don't even want to define it because it's crazy,
It's
right? So
Really
let's
crazy.
so let's dive into the educational part. We have a lot of things to talk about when it comes to personal achievements of Peter Obi.
Okay.
Now, the educational part, right? There is this about education right now in Nigeria, right?
There is.
We are using Nigeria as a case study, right? There is this thing called school na scam, and Peter Obi has gone far to show that school is
It's
not
not
a
scam.
scam.
Yeah.
But then, what's your thought? Because you, as a young man,
And as a student.
and as a
I had
yes,
to rub that on my face.
but then you, as a young man, right? You are coming from an African home.
Yeah.
If you have education, they expect you to have money. So if there is money, I mean, there is education, there is paper, there's pali, but then there is no money. You know, there is this thing. This what are you doing
Yeah.
with your
Yeah.
life?
Lot
So
of
what do you
expectations.
yes, what do you have to say about that?
Okay, to start with, I would say that the educational sector in Nigeria has failed a lot of youths
Definitely.
because you see, there's something that comes with education in these developed countries. You don't go to school and then come out the same. Financially, in every aspect, the school system, the educational system is meant to shape you
True.
into a very, very perfect person. But then,
Okay.
when you go to school here in Nigeria and then you come out, and then you still look the same, especially financially.
Exactly, and even worse
Exactly.
sometimes you can't even
Yes,
tell.
exactly. So it's where the problem comes from.
Okay.
Because you're supposed to go to school and then come out, and then you having a job is something that's supposed to be guaranteed. But here you go and then you come out and then you don't have a job.
Yeah.
And you having a job is, for me, it's the major thing you have to show.
Yeah.
As a
For your-
graduate,
for
you
your
have to
graduate,
graduate.
yeah.
You can't go and spend 4-5 years. Okay, let's say in Nigeria here,
Yeah.
it's not even 4 years again.
4 years.
5, 6, 7 years.
Do you know the other day I just counted I spent 6 years in school and I didn't even know. I thought it was 4 years. And I counted.
Yours was 6.
Yes, you know, ASU strike and
Yes,
it happened.
and
It happened to me.
everywhere,
No, ASU strike twice, coronavirus once.
Yeah,
So
true.
that got combined and I didn't even know I spent 6 years in
That's
school.
crazy. That's
So
the thing about education.
It's
in
very
Nigeria.
bad. So when you see youths come out to say school na scam, at times I don't blame them because you can't just spend 4 or 5 years here and then you have nothing to show for it.
show
So it's
for
why
it.
you see a lot of persons, instead of opting to go to school, they go out there and learn something else
Yeah.
to better their lives. But then looking at Peter Obi, you see his life is a perfect definition of the fact that school is not actually scam.
Yes.
True.
Because okay, now let's take away the financial aspect.
Yeah.
School shapes you. There's you usually see a difference
Exposure,
between
right?
that exposure.
I
You usually
agree.
see a difference between a person who didn't go to school and then one
Someone
who
who
went to
did.
school.
True.
The way you speak, the way you react with people,
Yeah.
the way you treat people, the way you carry yourself.
Yeah.
So school offers that, education offers that exposure.
Exposure.
It gives you that lifestyle.
It
Yeah.
does.
So for me, it's not scam. School is not scam. Education is not scam.
Yeah, I agree to what he said. School is not actually scam because
Not at all,
I understand that what you go to school to study does
Yeah.
not always give you the right job.
Yeah.
But then talking about job, right? There are some countries, like let's use Canada for instance. If you go to Canada and you're a graduate, you're more likely to see jobs because there are a lot of people who are not going to school or who are dropouts. So they value education, but then it doesn't mean that education, like if you studied something, you're going to benefit from it. I mean, this is a reality. If you're studying, let's say philosophy, or you're studying mass comm, you need skills because you never can tell. It's not always that you
need
exactly.
skills.
So yeah, and there is something that Peter Obi mentioned one time. I think they were having an interview with him, and he said that. He built a lot of businesses even before he became the governor of Anambra State.
While as a student.
Yes, the fact that he built supermarkets.
Yes.
As a student, he built houses. Okay, just a house, right? Just one house. But it's amazing. Like I don't even have an apartment to give out. But then this man in his in his 20s or something, he was doing big things. But then someone tried to counter this thing. This is amazing. But someone tried to counter it. Like, why would you be countering this thing? And the person said that, okay, there is this idea about being an Igbo person.
Okay.
Like, if you are Igbo, you are in the markets. Like you are out there exporting.
You have this business.
Import and export, and then they refer Obi to importer. Because good thing.
Is it? No, of course it's a good
Yes,
thing.
but then they try to twist everything, and they're like, Obi, you are. Someone said that you don't really value education. Like you place your education one side, and then you are mainly
More
a trader.
business-minded.
Yeah, you're more businessman. What do you have to tell the youth? I mean, are you trying to tell the youth that they should leave their education and focus more on their business? Like
For me, I would rather
something to
follow
be.
someone who is industrious than
First
someone who's
of all,
educated.
What do you have to say, Sharon?
Thank God that person didn't meet me. To tell me this. Because what a bala blue that is.
Oh my God!
Okay, first of all, that person is not in Nigeria.
That person's
Who
actually.
doesn't know that
Okay.
Peter Obi is a lover of education? Who doesn't know that
True.
Peter Obi has gone to high-class, top-notch schools? Who doesn't know that Peter Obi is always sourcing out for information? Who doesn't know that Peter Obi loves education? I mean, that person, I don't even know what to say to the person, because let's remember when Mr. Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra State, and he came in and he was giving 1 million naira to first-class
Students,
First of all, let me ask you,
graduates.
what? Let me calm down.
Calm down.
When during, was it I can't remember the year, but I think 3 years back, right? Convocation time. Then I went to Covers. I was still a student then, and Unizik, we were having this convocation. You know, graduating students and everything. The first class, I think the best graduating students in a particular department. I was there that day. Like, guess what they gave to this girl?
How much was that?
10,000 naira, one chicken that they tie red clothes. And what else? I'm not kidding you.
A chicken and a red cloth.
Yeah, no, 10,000 naira that, and the chicken they tie it red clothes.
With
the
red
head,
cloth.
yes.
For sacrifice or what?
Well, I don't know.
I'm a bit confused.
I don't know. And that is it. First of all, I don't even. Then my mom was so heartbroken because she was saying how Nigeria doesn't value education. She mentioned this show that's very popular. I don't want to mention how they give you millions when you leave the show. It's for young people, and a reality
I think
TV
you
show.
should mention it.
Okay.
Big Brother Nigeria.
Big Brother.
I don't want to spoil their show.
Okay, they give you. She was just giving me the comparison.
Yeah.
But this is someone that spends years in school,
Sacrifice and
time and
everything.
everything, and you come and they give you 10,000 naira and chicken that they tie red
It's true.
clothes.
It's true.
And it's so heartbreaking. And then this person, you see when Mr. Peter B became the governor, and the amount, I'm just trying to show you like how much he was giving first class students, because he wanted to encourage them. We know when we were year one, let's not lie, we all wanted to come out with first class.
Yes,
course.
no.
I was part of them.
Yeah.
We all dreamt of it.
But in year two, it started changing.
The zeal.
Because when it tells you,
Let me just come out. That's the thing. God, let me just come out. That would be the
Come out
next
alive,
thing.
please. Let me just come out alive.
Yes, exactly. And then they like leave flying colors to people that have it. and you know how, okay, what happened to me, like, okay, yes, I wanted to come out with first class and everything, and they'll tell you how many rich people do you know that are first class.
Exactly.
And that's a very, very
The value of
they're
education.
degrading them, because it's a good question to me, because you come out with first class, and so
Yeah.
an unemployed person will employ you. And you see where this mindset is coming from. You see where it's originating from. And then you see during the ASU strike, people now went home, and you know this cryptocurrency. They
Yeah,
started
they
trading.
built themselves.
Oh, how many months? 6 months. I don't even think, okay, this is my opinion. I don't think universities should take 4 years, this amount of time for you to even finish from it. 4 years to me is too long.
There's some countries that take just 3 years.
Yes, because you come out 4 years and really you're not a professional at what you do. What do you know you're doing? A lot of practical courses, there are no practical, we don't practice anything, we don't
Just
do
theories
experiments.
and theories
Just
and theories.
theories. Our education is just based on theories. So the 4 years is as if it's not,
Waste of
You just
time.
went there to
I don't understand,
eat, drink, waste your money, and come back. But then it just shows that the fact that Peter Obi was able to, prioritize education when he was the governor of Anambra State shows a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about the fact that the past government or the past president or the current president right now, Buhari,
he will
right?
still be passed in
in few months and few weeks, right?
Yeah.
But then he bought his certificates. So up to this point, they are still trying to verify where did this man study elementary, whatever. It just shows that they don't value education. Yeah. So if the head has problem, the body will follow suit. So if the president does not value education, come on, well, who am I? Who am I exactly?
I think years back, that was during the regime of Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. I read that persons who actually finish their university education are always given jobs and then even a car and a house.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Really?
Yeah.
I will apply.
Are we going? Should we go
I
there?
don't know if it's still on, but that was during the moment that Gaddafi started.
Okay.
So these are the kinds of encouragement you have to give people.
Yeah.
So if you can implement something like this, a lot of persons will want to go to school. Even illiterates, persons who are old, they want to fall back to school. So that's just
honestly, it saddens me that after going through the four corners of a university, you come out and it's not enough. You need to know somebody that knows somebody.
Yes.
That knows somebody.
Yes, that's another point.
And I'm like, do you know,
crazy.
I started telling my dad, we have to be strategic about these things. My dad was like, he wanted us to go to a particular school in a particular state so we could go back to our roots. I'm like, you see this SCT, Lagos, you better turn you, because when you school there, you are open to people, senator's son and senators, ministers' daughters. You understand? That will be there at school with you, because those people you meet in school are your connections. That is where you build a connection from. And then it saddens me that merit is not enough. You need to have connections. It's just really sad. Of course, connection is important,
good,
but the percentage it takes, the importance, it overshadows the importance of merit, and it's just really sad.
And for me, I feel the situation is still deteriorating, because it wasn't like this then.
It wasn't.
Years and years, but it wasn't like this. My dad attended, finished from Olabisi Onabanjo University, studied banking and finance. That's Ogun State University.
Yeah.
And then finishing from there, immediately he got a job. My dad worked with First Bank. And then you see persons who schooled in the 60s, 70s, even
they were able to
80s,
get jobs, right?
Secure jobs. It was very, very sure. But these days, it's really difficult.
That's the same
it's
thing
really
you're saying.
difficult.
Like,
you see someone who studies something like you study let's say study mathematics, and then the person is working in the bank. You study mathematics and then you're working in the bank, or you study fishery and then you're working in the bank. Imagine someone who studies fishery or poultry. Now imagine how such person will treat customers.
This thing is true. I met a banker. Why I'm laughing is because I met a banker one time. He came to our department and he want to, tell us to come and register with this bank, and then I was very interested. Okay, sir, his name is Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel, what did you... I don't know what conversation we were having. I was like, what did you study in school? And then I was expecting, even if it's not banking and finance, maybe economics.
Or public admin or
public
something.
admin. Do you understand? He said...
We've not even started talking, I'm laughing.
He said I studied agriculture.
That's too off. That's too off.
Really?
It happens.
That's too off.
It
And
happens a
it's
lot
just,
of times.
I was laughing that day. I just couldn't help myself. I don't know, maybe it was
But
I couldn't help myself.
Because that's one thing that we see in Nigeria at the moment. Like you see someone study medicine and then you're a fashion designer. You're like, how did these two things relate?
Oh my
Years ago,
goodness.
my cousin had his IT in Mobile. I think that was is it Eket at Akwa Ibom. And then he said he saw someone who studied history and international relations working in Mobile, an oil company. Like, I don't know, what's the connection?
Maybe it's the
Are you
reception.
studying the history of oil in Nigeria, or I don't know?
Maybe
I think
the
connection
reception
is not really bad, because let's reason this right now.
Okay.
If your cousin, right, work in this big firm, definitely you want to go to him, right? Yes. But then I think that this thing is based on, this is an individual how do I place it? An individual perspective. Like if I am to choose or I'm to employ somebody, right? I won't employ that person based on the relationship. I will employ that person based on the capacity.
Yeah,
So
merits.
if the current state of Nigeria is driving towards connection, what about you? What about you as the CEO, as the employer, right? So wherever you are, just do the right thing.
And you see, it at some point becomes it poisons the different sectors of the economy.
Yes, it does.
Okay, you see, imagine someone who studied agriculture, being
a banker.
being the MD of a bank. You see, in fact, it cripples the whole system.
Yeah, it does.
Cripples the whole system. People being at places where they aren't supposed to be. it's very, very poor, because for you to be somewhere, it means you should have expertise.
Expertise.
You should have expertise. You should know what you're doing.
A foundation in that thing at least.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, before we go on a very short break, we've been talking about education, and some people are like, okay, which school did Peter Obi go to? All right, let's just mention a few of them, just a few of them, so we don't run out of time. So Peter Obi went to Christ the King College, Onitsha, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Lagos Business School, Harvard Business School, London School of Economics, Columbia Business School, Institute for Management Development, and a host of others.
Oh my
but
goodness.
Then we want a very short break, and when we come back, we'll talk more, because there are a lot of them. We'll be right back.
Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, LP, can you get a vote? Labour Party, Labour Party, LP, can you get a vote? Labour Party, Labour Party, never say, Mama, Papa, now want to be Labour Party, Mama, Papa, now want. Mama, Papa, now want to be Labour Party. Mama, Papa, now want to be Labour Party.
Mr. Peter Obi's administration built from scratch Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital with 25 building structures. His government funded transformation of massive infrastructural development, accreditation of 12 health institutions and 2 hospitals, and also built 10 maternal and childcare centers across the state. He is the first governor to purchase medical equipment worth over 135 million naira and 50 ambulances for the health sector in Anambra State, which remain functional till today. He built and equipped Dr. Jonwilo Heart Center in St. Joseph Hospital, Adazi-Nnukwu, where heart operations are performed. Anambra State is the first state in Nigeria to distribute more than 30,000 computers to secondary schools. Mr. Peter Obi distributed about 700 buses to secondary schools in Anambra State and built 200 primary school blocks. He donated the sum of 300 million naira to Anglican churches and 440 million naira to Roman Catholic churches to rehabilitate their missionary schools.
Welcome back to Obidati Family TV. If you've been following us, we've been talking about Peter's past achievements in his personal life, right? So I am joined with Sharon and another... Yes, Sharon, you didn't say your name.
You said it for me.
All right, continue.
Okay, so my name is Sharon Enim-Chukwu.
Yeah, so we've been talking intensely about the fact that Peter Obi, values education, is a lover of education, and the state of Nigeria at the moment when it comes to education. So let's dive into his achievements. I think the roles he played in private sector, and the banks and all of these things he did. And before then, let me also point that Peter Obi, they said, no, not just they said, it is a reality, right?
Yes.
He held a position as the chairman in Fidelity Bank, even in his 30s. Like, that's a very young man, but then he had shares, about 10% shares in Fidelity Bank.
It's a nice record.
Like, there are a lot of people in their 30s that are just confused about life.
That's
but then
the definition
this
of
person,
young and getting it.
exactly,
Definitely getting it.
this man is going to do it. Like, the way I envision what Peter Obi is capable of doing when he becomes the president, it is mind.
It is massive.
blowing. Like, I am just like, God,
I don't even think we've seen all of Mr. Peter
I think
Obi.
so, yeah.
I think this man is going to shock us.
He's going to shock us.
Yes.
Actually,
The most fascinating thing about this, he keeps making emphasis on the youths. The youths, our development. So, like, there's this kind of happiness it brings.
Yeah.
Like he made it in life as a young person.
True.
And then he making emphasis on being his strong.
Yeah.
It gives me this kind of happiness, and it gives me hope.
That this man understands. You know, when you read a book about successful people and rich people, and it's someone that's not successful that wrote that book, anything you read from them, you can't, it's not practical. But when someone that actually did this is writing about about it, you are going to definitely get on the right track. Yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from. And talking about achievements at, you know, in his 30s and the positions that he held in private sector, we've seen so many things. I think, was it the other day that I found out that he was the chairman and director of Guardian Express Mortgage Bank Limited. You know, the Fidelity Bank is very popular, and people think it's just Fidelity Bank. But then this one I'm just hearing of is actually one that he has so much shares in.
Yeah,
exactly. So yes, that is just mind blowing as well.
Yeah. Okay. Talking about his position, right? He also served as. Did you mention Guardian Express Bank?
Yeah, I just did. Okay, no, Guardian Express Mortgage Bank is different from Guardian Express Bank PLC.
You've already mentioned that. Let me move for that. He was the Future View Security Limited. He served under Paymaster Nigeria Limited, under Chance Nigeria Limited, Data Corps Limited, and Card Center Limited. And do you have any other thing to add?
Yeah, I think that's
okay. That's all. Okay, so this is just some of the things that he had as a young man. Like, this is a very principled man. This is husband material as well. Okay, I don't say this is husband material. You should not bite to that.
Okay. Sorry,
1 million yards full,
like over
1 million yards. It is too much.
So yeah, that was just a joke. But then he's just. He's a man that is full of potential. It's like too much. That he understands all of these things, and that is why he's coming out, you know, to tell us that I can rebuild Nigeria with the help of the youth and everybody. And not just the youth, because Noble said something about the youth, that he has experienced life and knows what to do. But then, you know, Peter will be someone that when he comes into a place or when he wants to develop something, right, he looks into every sector. Like when he was the governor of Anambra State, he created these ANADs. It was a way to, you know, to strategize and to I don't know how to put this, but then they had this vision, you know, to restrain. Was just, it looked into different areas that need special attention. So in as much as he's focused on the youth, he's also going to carry the women along. He's going to carry various aspects that needs, you know, refurbishing and all of this.
Exactly, and I totally agree with that, because he has mentioned it several times, how his government is going to be an all-inclusive government.
Yes. And
I feel it also, it's in line with the logo of the party. When you look at it, you see Papa, Mama, Pikin. There's no other person aside this, but the Pikin is the youth. The woman is, you know, the women in politics, the men. So it's everybody. It's an all-inclusive government.
I feel Peter Obi has plans for this country. Sometime last year he visited Egypt. Their power sector.
True. It wasn't that we were talking about that, and it makes sense that
the Egyptian power sector is one of the best in Africa. The best, really, really nice. So him going there to actually study it, it tells a lot. It shows he has plans for us.
Yes, exactly. That was a huge statement.
Yes,
that was such a huge statement.
Okay, so moving on, we are still going to talk about okay, we talked about the achievements. Now we're talking about the awards that he was giving. Like, he was giving so many awards. I could not even list them. If I
heard that there was a time he refused awards.
Really?
Yes, if you call him to come collect awards, he wouldn't. He was not doing this for awards, really. True. Yeah, he's not doing this for. I
don't reject awards though. If you and it's so good. Okay, so about the awards, let's just mention a few of them.
Okay.
So he was the Sun's Man of the Year 2007. He was the day's most prudent governor in Nigeria in 2009. He won the Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation Best Performing Governor of Immunization in Southeast in the whole of Nigeria. He was Silverbird Man of the Year in 2013, and he got this Leadership Excellence Award as Man of the Year in 2022. That's the recent one, and there are a lot of them.
I just want to take
oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed.
At the counter that houses his awards, I just want to take a look. You know how we have how you go to celebrities' house and you see the pile of awards. If Mr. Peter Obi actually accepts all the award that he's been given, I'm not even sure if an entire closet can fit all that.
I think that's the reason why he's so accepting awards.
Yes. He would need a whole gallery for his award.
And you know one crazy thing I discovered today? Okay, I was watching an interview yesterday, and then people were, Nigerians and their nonsense, incoherent questions coming in, and they were like, okay, Peter Obi, you went to school, but then, and you also built business. I'm just paraphrasing their question. You built businesses, but is it not true that you use the money, government money, to fund your business? And he was like, I saw the facial expression. He was like, who's this person? He's from Libya. Are you sure you're from Gambia? He was
like, it's more of an expression of disappointment.
Exactly, because there are some kind of questions that I won't answer.
Exactly. He was emphasizing which business exactly. Which business? You said they said that he built his family business with government money.
Family's business. And when he became the governor of Anambra,
it was a midman already.
Honestly, he was doing well.
Because I wanted to research who asked the question.
And then people are forgetting that Peter Obi's mom as well, Mrs. Agnes, also played a role in building their family's finance. So I don't know understand where the person is.
Exactly. I mean, he came from a wealthy family.
Yeah.
I even feel that he brings out, he mentioned this as well. He said that when he was the governor of Anambra State, that the responsibility took a toll on his own business. That he had to fulfill some of the things that he has done so far. I don't know where people get. Anyway, it's normal when you are outside there trying to revolutionize everything. People are just there to counter you.
Exactly.
People are going to talk. I don't think it's a problem. You can talk, but then we know who we're voting for. We know who the right candidate. So guys, do you want to let me go to Sharon. Do you have any other thing to say?
First of all, to anybody, all these people that have been asking all these funny questions, I think it's high time that you sit back and relax and structure intelligent questions, because the person you're asking about is Mr. Peter Obi. He's an exceptionally intelligent man.
Yes.
So if you cannot fathom an intelligent question, you might just as well keep quiet. Thank you very much.
I love that. That was brief and cool. What about you?
First of all, you have to know that this person you're talking about, before he became governor of Anambra State, he had achieved a lot already. And then we equally listed some of his achievements. So you can't just he didn't just ascend that seat from poverty. No.
Like someone who is in need,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. He wasn't suffering. Nobody saw him suffering.
Emphasize that.
Exactly.
Yes.
So he was already a made man, and like we discussed here, he made it as a youth.
Yes.
So what would make you think he came there to embezzle or to amass wealth for his personal career? And it's very wrong.
Okay. And
Really,
I think
really
it's commendable, the fact that he came from a wealthy home, but then he was able to utilize his wealth well.
Wow.
Because there are some people that would take advantage of that and just
Yeah.
there are people that they're going to take advantage of that and just feel like a Jessica. They won't even try, they won't even be visionaries, they won't do anything. But then this man is not only someone who has great character, but then
very industrious.
Exactly.
Yes,
Thank you for that word.
industrious.
He's very industrious, and that's something commendable. I think we've said, although there are a lot of them, I always say this: there is no way we can exhaust all the things that Peter Obi has built so far.
I know there are some things he hasn't even told the public.
True, because sometimes he doesn't really say everything. Whenever you see him, like if they are talking about his past achievements, he's just like this. Like he's not the one that did.
Like he's not the one that did everything.
Like really,
he wants his good works to
speak for him.
Yes,
and I like that, because that's a big flex on his part, because you step into a room and Mr. Peter Obi, the youngest chairman of Fidelity Bank at
Yes.
Oh my goodness, you understand?
you come in and be bragging.
Exactly.
And it's the best way to win people's hearts.
The best way, exactly.
But then people that do not really do things, or that do small things for the sake
What
of
is that
being recognized.
Empty vessels make the loudest
Thank
ring.
you. Like they're always there. I built this thing. There was one
did
time
this.
I was working with a senator that was a man that was vying for his position, and then he donated about 100 bags, school bags for children. And so we're trying to like interview him, like, okay, sir, you bought 100 bags. Don't you think this is too small for the amount of students that you really want to empower? Because he was giving a speech, I empowered millions and thousands. School bags, just 100 school bags, for crying out loud. Media stuff and all those things. So he said something. He was like, he just wants to do this thing for the sake of doing it. Like, I'm trying to rephrase what he said. And I'm like, is this what other politicians are doing? Right? They just want to, okay, let me just give this school 100 school bags and tell the people that I gave 1 million school bags.
That's
so Peter Obi is very different.
That's crazy.
So it's crazy.
Yeah, because of course someone has already said that we should stop comparing Mr. Peter Obi with other.
It's incomparable.
Yes, it's incomparable. I believe this because there's nothing that Nigerian politicians cannot do.
Exactly.
What they cannot do does not exist.
Okay, thank you guys so much for your contribution so far. I enjoyed my time here, and thank you for joining us today. I hope to see you tomorrow and more other days.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is where we'll be rounding up. Do you have?
You don't want to see me tomorrow.
Definitely, you are here, so I know that you're going to.
Was that a feeling of jealousy?
No, of course not. She's feeling like the other prodigals. Okay, the brother of the prodigal son. I felt like the father did not reward.
Yes.
Anyway, Sharon, you're always going to be here, and I'm always happy to have you around. Anyway, this is what we call it a wrap. And today's show, it's been amazing talking about the past achievements of our principal, Peter Obi, and tomorrow we'll move further to other areas of his achievements. I hope that you enjoyed all our conversations so far. So in case you're not following us, do follow us on Obidati Family on all our social media platform. And as you're following us and you're watching, don't forget to tell us where you're watching from. That is very important. So do you want them to follow you? That should not be a question, right?
Okay, we should follow me as Sharon Enem Chukwu on all social media platforms. I hope it's showing on your screen, by the way.
Anyway, you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, Jessica JAYCEEKAH _. How about you, Nelson?
Equally follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, Noble_dude_.
Nice one, double
underscore everywhere.
That was nice, huh?
I'm doing double underscore though.
It's fine, you change this here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll influence you. Anyway, this is what we call it a wrap. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.